What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 in my Hardcore Mystic. Now, I've got a question for you all on this one. Of course, we are at the start of Dragonfall, where we've got to go through and get the mastery maps completed. My question is, I think this next 10 maps is gonna be kind of boring. We'll see how this first one goes, but I don't really anticipate there being any problem. I think it's going to really turn into just kind of spam the defenses down and just chillax and see what happens. So I guess my question is do you all still want me to go through and do every episode, or every map in its own episode, or do you all want me just to blast and just kind of show the builds I used and just knock this entire mastery section out in one episode? So let me know what you all think down in the comments below. We're going to get this one started, though. We're in Chaos 1, Gates of Dragonfall here. So our mastery challenges are survive, no main core fall below 90% health, no defenses destroyed, finish each combat phase in 180 seconds, and earn all stars in the same attempt. So let's go ahead and get it. And we're just going to kind of turtle it out, I think, here. So let's go with... we'll wall it up kind of as usual or as normal, and then we'll just slap down some snakes. So we're going to use our pylons to kind of double dip here a little bit on those snakes. So we'll get like 3 there. And we'll go with 3 there. I think that last one is going to be in range. Yeah, you can see the little glow coming up on it already. And then we'll just kind of do the same thing. We'll go 3 here. We got no limitations on this one. Our only challenge will be the defenses not being destroyed. So that is something that we'll have to keep an eye out for, of course. But that is pretty much all we got. Now, we don't have any reflect beams, of course. And with no defenses destroyed, we are going to have to be a little bit careful on this one. I think I will go ahead and get some up-front defense in here, too. I'm just going to throw, like, 2 of them there. I think let's go 2 here. With a Serpent's Coil. That leaves me another 20. Not even sure I need anything with the next 20. Oh, or yeah, I got the Serpent's Coil in there to buff those. So I think we're probably good. Let's just go ahead and let it fly and see what happens. The 180 seconds for under pressure, I don't anticipate it's going to be a problem, as combat phases just, you know, traditionally run pretty quick. Of course, we're using that Go Boo Boom mod, even though we're scaled down to Chaos 1 for the Mastery Challenge. Using Go Boo Boom, you know, we're in Chaos 1. There's just an absolute truckload of goblins, so I don't anticipate there being any problem with the lanes either. I think the only problem I could have is from a javelin thrower, maybe, or some sort of range mobs, but we just look at the number of goblins is just through the roof. Every one of those goblins is exploding on death, of course, and that is just gonna make it quite gravy, I do believe. So, like I said, mixed emotions on this one. What would you all prefer to see? You know, I want to get going on some tougher content. Of course, as soon as I get mass destruction from completing these mastery challenges, I'm just going to start pushing them and see how far along I can make it in the playthrough. We're going to be starting off at Chaos 6, I think it was. We're going to be able to jump right into Chaos 6 to get things going. Let's go ahead and get some upgrades in here. And, you know, I do want to be conscious about these potentially getting dive bombs. So let's get upgrades in on this stuff, too. If a dive bomber hits the stack here, it's pretty much GG's. And as you see, we do have dive bombers on this one over here. So we're going to have to pay attention to these dive bombing bads. In fact, I'll try to take one for the team if I need to. Just run up there and get slapped on myself instead of instead of losing any defenses. Here comes our first Kobold. Actually just got wrecked. Come the javelin throwers. Everything's just getting wrecked. I should have another round of kobolds coming out over here. I can even drop a Call to Madness in the lane if there's a bunch of enemies there as the kobolds come out. And that will make life a little bit easier. We got a Shaper. Alright, here we go. Here comes a kobold. Let's go ahead and drop a Call to Madness. Is that kobold going to go down? No. Well, it looks like it just got absolutely slapped, though. So maybe there's not going to be anything to worry about here on this one. We'll dump into the obelisk. Get it fully jacked. And just let it scream through these baddies. Alright, so obelisk is good. We'll just spam from there. And let's let it fly here. Like I said, I feel like, you know, the last thing I want to do in this series is make it too ungodly boring in these kind of trivial little milestone sections. And getting mass destruction and getting the 10 mastery maps complete to get your bag really is just that. I know a lot of players don't like mastery mode, and a lot of other players are intimidated by mastery mode. If you do it at the right time, it's just completely trivial, and it's a matter of jumping through the hoops to get what you want, you know, and that's the stage that we're at. So, I mean, we're just not going to have anything threatening happen here. The worst thing that could happen is I lose a star, you know, but as far as, like, the run itself, you know, being threatened to end due to a lost map, I don't think that's anything we're going to have to really worry about. Let this roller get out here just a little ways. And, yeah, I was going to say we should have the roller one-taps going on, since we're just Chaos 1 Mastery here. I think we just continue to spam it out. Just throw upgrades wherever an upgrade can be taken. Wave 4 here now. I didn't even look at the waves. I do need to be pay attention to any of those dive bombers there, since that is potentially going to be where the bulk of the challenge could come from as far as keeping my mastery stars. 50 mastery stars, you get mass destruction. So you get the most powerful single shard in the game just by going through this section. I mean, you can do it earlier, of course, but I feel like there's not really adequate challenge in the game to do it before this point, and this is kind of the natural point you get to with the new player quest line anyway. So if you just follow that new player quest line along, and it's going to point you in the right direction. You know, you're going to be on the right path for what you should do next. Just keep on slapping. We got Malthius, but at the end of the pack there. Alright, Malthius down. And it's pretty much GG's. See, I've been completely ignoring the combat phase timer. As far as the timed events in mastery mode goes, the 30-second build phase is way tougher to deal with than the combat phase challenges. I mean, even if you just completely turtled the map, it would have to be a map that was just really, really big. And then you'd have to completely turtle it at the core where the enemies had to run the entire length of the map. I think is the only way you could fail that 180 seconds in the combat phase. Bunch of flyers rolling out here. We got Tuskar. We got a Cannon Ogre. Oh no, a Cannon Ogre could end up destroying defenses. So, alright, I need to definitely deal with that Cannon Ogre. Alright, Cannon Ogre down. Drakenlord down. And that's it. We are complete. So let me know what you all think. I could do one video and just kind of run through and show the build that I used on each map, and pump out the rest of the 9 mastery maps and not do it over the course of 10 episodes. Or I could divide it up and like edit the time down on the videos and do like 3 in 1. That would be 3 more episodes here, and I'd be done with mastery. But let me know what you all think. That is my first 5 mastery stars, of course. And we got to get to 50 to get that mass destruction. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you soon. Take it easy.